is going to be a rate of change in velocity, which means if I'm speeding up and pressing the accelerator of the car, this basically means that I am changing the velocity. And if I'm applying the brakes, I'm decreasing the velocity. Similarly, it will cause deceleration, then that way to happen. The unit of both acceleration and deceleration are meter per second squared, and they are basically both the vector quantities, because in whichever direction I will be applying the force will be causing the acceleration in the same direction. But in order to understand the formula for acceleration, the triangle that I can basically simplify for you is the VAT triangle, I call this, or the change in velocity, acceleration in time triangle, where this means basically the change, okay, and v is basically velocity denotion here. So if I want to find the acceleration, I have to say delta v divided by t, or I can say acceleration is the final velocity minus the initial velocity divided by the time, where this yellow highlighted small v is the velocity later on, which is the final velocity. The u, which I've highlighted in red, is the initial velocity, which is basically the starting velocity. And this brings us to a fact that if I have to calculate the change in velocity, then I just multiply acceleration in time, and find the time given the velocity and acceleration, its change in velocity times by the acceleration. So these triangles and formulas are very important. Just like in the motion topic starting, I said the negative sign in physics shows opposite direction. Means the deceleration basically is happening whenever we are decreasing the velocity. So it can also be referred to as negative acceleration, or the rate of change, rate of decrease in the velocity when applying the brakes. Now, this seems to be used very frequently in the topic of motion. The formulas need to be memorized very carefully, and the unit conversions must be known. Remember over here, I must significantly emphasize that kilometers is basically 1000 meters, and converting hours to minutes, you basically multiply by 61 time, and converting hours to seconds, you basically multiply with 60 two times. So you multiplied one time with 60, and then you multiply another time by 60, and that's how the conversion takes place. So there are two questions that are being shown on your screen. Calculate the acceleration of a body moving from rest to 14 meter per second in 15 minutes, and calculate the final velocity a body reaches if it moves with 5 meter per second for 2 hours and moves with 10 meter per second square. Now, the unit is our key for identifying which quantities have been given, and a hint for these questions is that whenever a body starts from rest, whenever motion starts or begins at rest or from rest, okay, this basically automatically means that initial velocity is going to be 0, and whenever a body hits to stop or hits the final velocity of a body basically gets 0. This should be noted very, very carefully. Please solve this question in 7 minutes.